Hello, Bashar. This is Amado from Germany. Hope you're doing great. The other day I wasn't feeling very well. I was bogged down, I guess, in a spiral of negative thoughts. I couldn't get out of it. 2 hours later, though, in a matter of 2 hours, my mood shifted. It rose. I went to a preferred state of being. My frequency rose, I guess. I wasn't in control of it. I experienced it. I noticed it. In fact, I remembered your teachings. Oh, I've just shifted now. I went to a more excited, inspired state of being. I just wasn't in control of it. I don't know how I did it. Now, my question to you, first of all, is what happened exactly? How would you describe what happened? And secondly, how can I be at the driving seat? How can I actually control my vibrations and be able to raise my vibrations myself and not just be a puppet and just be driven by some external forces of my subconscious or what have you? I want to be in control of my frequency shifts, if that's possible. So thanks very much. That's my question. I hope you take care.
You are in control, and you were in control just from a higher level. It was all right to go through that process, but the fact that you allowed yourself to come out of it is being in control. It's just that when you're in control from a higher level, it doesn't feel to the physical mind like it's controlling anything. Don't fall under that illusion. You are in control. It's just that the physical mind doesn't always have to be the one to be in control. And when control is allowed from a higher level, it doesn't feel like you're in control, but you still get the automatic result of going to a place that is more in alignment with who you truly are. So let go of the idea that the physical mind always has to feel like it's in control in order for you to know you are in control, and allow it to happen automatically. But in the meantime, when you feel out of control, explore that for yourself and find the reasons why you feel it's so important that the physical mind always has to know whether or not it's in control, because that's the issue of that moment for you. But because you have taken onto yourself some of the things we have shared, then you simply allowed it to function automatically for you, so you didn't necessarily have to feel like you were doing anything. You just know that it will work for you because it's now embedded within you on some level that will always pull you back into the positive side without you having to know physically in your mind that you're in control. Let that go.
Hello, Bashar.
Hello. Good day.
Namaste. How are you?
Namaste. Perfect. And you?
Good, sir. Thank you so much.
All right. What would you like to discuss?
Yes. So today I truly believe that synchronicity does happen.
Oh, synchronicity is everything. Everything is synchronicity. There are no accidents. It's all an orchestration. No matter how much or how little a particular event may be relevant for you, it's still happening through orchestration and synchronicity. Everything is.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. So thank you for your time.
Of course.
I have a few questions for you, please.
Yes.
In your stepping stone meditation, you mentioned that we don't move through the space. We just create our experiences, we reconfigure it, create a new configuration, and then as space and time moves through us. How does that happen? Can you please help me understand?
All right. Well, again, it's a euphemism. It's a way of saying it's not you moving, because movement, space, and time are illusions. Therefore, you're creating the idea of space and time within your consciousness. So you're not literally moving through something that's independent of you. You're making it seem that you're moving through something that's independent, but it's all happening within your consciousness. And that's what we meant when we said that it moves through you.
I see. So in other words, is consciousness shifting? And
yes. You shift the vibrational pattern, and the vibrational pattern shift makes it appear as if you are moving through something that's outside of you, when in fact it's all happening within your own consciousness.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it. One more question, please.
Yes.
How we can develop the powers of third eye? How can we use it in our day-to-day life? The third eye that is in between. Like remote viewing, clairvoyance.
Yes. Well, again, follow the formula that we've shared with all of you, because it will leave nothing relevant out. It will always raise the vibration. and allow you to become more aware of things you were not aware of before. You will start to expand your senses. They will start picking up on things that have to do with domains and dimensions and parallel realities, and will understand what the probabilities are of something manifesting, or exactly how to navigate yourself to alter those things in the way that you prefer. So it's a matter of simply expanding your vibration, raising your vibration, which expands your senses and allows you to become more aware of things that are going on in more rarefied dimensions of reality.
Awesome. So, Bashar, third eye do exist, right? The one that
your ability to perceive parallel probabilities does exist. That's what you're perceiving.
Awesome, awesome. One of the reasons I ask is, there are many modalities out there to read the etheric, your auras, and then I heard that
yes.
Auras sometimes get clogged because of whatever stress and all. So if we can perceive, we can see that, then there are ways to clean up.
Well, again, it's about the person being willing to choose a particular permission slip that works for them. So all these things are just ways of describing when energy may be out of alignment, ways of perceiving when energy may be out of alignment with what a person's true vibration, their core vibration may be, and perhaps providing some interesting, synchronous, and creative way in which they will identify with a permission slip that will allow them to bring themselves back into alignment or heal themselves.
Wow. So let's say when I'm doing that cleaning for someone else, the other person who is receiving that, aura cleaning, so that person is giving me, himself or herself a permission slip.
Yes.
That allows.
Yes, you never heal anyone directly. You have to allow them to decide to align with the idea you're offering so that they will believe in it enough to heal themselves.
Oh, my gosh. That is extraordinary. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yes.
One more question, please, sir.
Yes.
How, the entire cosmos is, as you mentioned, a vibration. So I'm from India. The primordial, one of the mantras, the vibration that I learned since when I was a kid is mantra Om, the sound of Om, right? Om.
Yes.
And I also heard that, it entrains with the vibrations of this universe.
Yes, generally speaking.
How does that work, sir?
Well, again, it's a collective permission slip. In other words, it's your interpretation from physical reality of the essential frequency of all that is. Therefore, it's what works for most people in helping them align their frequency with the frequency of existence, of creation itself.
Wow.
In other realities, it may be a different vibration. But nevertheless, in general, that's the one that collectively can work for most people, since it's part of the collective consciousness agreement that that vibrational frequency interpreted in that particular sound is what represents your connection to all that is.
Wow. Bashar, that's awesome. So when I'm chanting Om during the meditation, or,
yes,
when they do that, does it get to the cellular level?
Yes.
It tumultuously, it responds?
Yes. And in fact, you yourself, when I gave you that explanation, also came up spontaneously and automatically with another vibration that can also work for many people. Do you remember what you said?
Sorry.
That's all right. What you said when I gave you that first explanation was, wow. That can also work, because that was your natural reaction to that realization. So by saying, wow, that can also open up many realizations, many understandings, many aha moments, as you say, can allow you to connect in many different ways, just as readily as Om can.
Om. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Bashar.
Om. Wow. Om. Wow. Om. Wow.
It is phenomenal that you're talking to me from 500 light years. Because
well, no, I'm not talking to you from 500 light years away. Physically speaking, I'm actually in my ship over the vortex of Sedona, Arizona, in your reality.
Yes, physically, yes, but
Yes, it wouldn't matter, however, because connections are made regardless of the idea of space and time, since space and time are illusions.
space and time illusion. Yes, Bashar. Extraordinary. So that leads me to another question. I'm from India, and I always wonder, since I started listening to you and Daryl, are there any portals in India, and where are those?
Oh, many, 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 but we'll leave it to you to figure out where they are based on your attraction to certain areas that work for you.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So usually folks in India, they are attracted more towards the temples, historical temples,
Yes.
like thousands and thousands of years.
And why do you think they were built in those areas?
Uh,
Come on, you just said it. Because of the portals.
oh, wow. I didn't know that. So I heard that there was a geometry, there was a specific logic behind.
Yes. It also plays out geometrically on your planet, but it's also sensed intuitively by those that have the sensitivity to figure out where those energy portals are that have certain attributes that work well for people to be in those areas and help them align. So use your instincts, use your senses, go to those areas that you're attracted to, and you will be in the correct place for you at that moment.
That is extraordinary. Thank you. Thank you, Bashar. And I
You are welcome.
also heard that those ancient temples, they were built with some extraordinary architecture where there
Yes.
was no need of the physical light, the electricity, and many other.
Many of them have certain resonant attributes that were utilized in ancient times and are representative of an ancient technology, but that's another story we will go into at another time.
Okay. Thank you, Bashar. Thank you.
Thank you. Good day.
Oh, thank you, Bashar. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Hello, my question for Bashar has to do with reproductive technology on Earth. My question is, why would souls choose to co-create the experience of having to go through IVF technologies to get pregnant, as it's such a painful journey physically, financially, emotionally? Why would people choose to have that done in their soul contract instead of just being able to get pregnant in a more natural way? Thank you for considering me. I would love to have the chance to talk to Bashar. Thank you.
Again, there are many journeys, there are many themes that are done not only for the person themselves, but to demonstrate to others alternatives that may need to be sought in order to alleviate the idea of pain and suffering. So you have to look at the idea that souls that know they're indestructible will often choose things that may seem physically painful temporarily to make a point and to help others explore alternatives to those things that may change the society in ways that prevent future suffering and future painful experiences. There can be as many reasons as there are for the individuals who experience that. Plus, it may allow people to explore other ways of doing things that, again, can be a little bit more in alignment with beneficial ways of doing things. It can also be that many individuals take on themes that are representative of connections they've made to other lives, and they may be, in their own mind, completing a cycle for themselves in a variety of ways that have to do with their connections to offspring and progeny and the evolution of humanity and so on and so forth. You have no idea what kind of information may come out of these experiences, even though the individuals may seem to be suffering now. I'm not excusing it. They don't have to do that, but they may have chosen to do that to serve a variety of purposes that simply are outside the scope of the immediate observations you are making. Good day, good day.
Hi.
Good day.
So I'm really excited to be here with you, Bashar. Thank you.
We are very excited to interact with you as well. So thank you.
You know, part of me feels like I'm here because I need clarity.
All right. About what?
Okay. Um, yeah, I came in remembering parts of my soul contract.
All right. Good for you.
Yeah, thank you. And it's a beautiful life. I'm living my best possible reality every second of every day.
Then what needs clarifying?
Sometimes I communicate with the other side and my ancestors and my loved ones and things like that.
Yes.
And
So
I
do
help
we.
others with it as well. But
All
sometimes
right.
there's a wall there that I feel I can't get
You mean on part of the other person?
on part of the other person, but I feel like it might even be on part of me too.
What do you imagine it might be on part of you for?
I don't even know. It's just I feel
All
like there's
right.
a wall there.
How about this? The other person isn't supposed to receive that information at that moment.
Fair.
What about that? Why not trust the synchronicity that if you cannot deliver the information, you're not supposed to, and that's okay. Remember, what other people do with your information is none of your business. You don't know their path. You don't know what they need to know or not know at any given moment. Delivering the information is your sharing. And if you have the synchronicity to find a situation in which you can do that, that's fine. But you have no insistence on whether they need to listen or receive it, because that's not what it's about, because you don't know whether or not they need to receive it at that moment or later or never. You can't insist that they must receive the information. That's not your business to determine. Just give them what you can and let them decide when the timing is right for them to understand it. So the wall may simply be your insistence that they have to understand you, when in fact, no such thing is true.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does that help you relax?
So much. I feel like you just took the biggest weight off of me. So thank you.
You are welcome for thanking you, letting it go.
Yeah, that was exactly what I needed. That was the clarity for sure.
Yes, you see, it's all about definition, how you're defining things.
Absolutely. I knew
So-
this was going to be good today.
Oh, all right. Thank you for your psychic premonition. Anything else?
Yeah, one other questions. I guess I want to know if I'm connecting with ET in a way as well, aliens and things like that. I feel like in one way.
Aren't you connecting with us right now?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I was going to say that as well, but two, it's all one in consciousness. So then on every level.
Well, yes, it's all one, but it also has individuated expressions, and that's fine. So the fact that most people who connect with us also have other extraterrestrial connections is generally a given. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't have found us.
Fair enough.
Does that help?
Yeah, you helped and you marked all the boxes for me. Thank you. This was the clarity I needed.
All right. Check, 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 check. Have a wonderful day.
You as well.
Always.
Mm.
Good day.
Good day.
Hello, Bashar. I would like to know if humans are the only intelligent life, advanced intelligent life, living on planet Earth. And I don't mean dolphins and octopuses and other non-humans. I mean like the Shaver mystery. Are there intelligent life forms living in subterranean caverns on planet Earth? Thank you.
Some. We're not talking about the idea of the hollow earth. That's different. There are caverns, there are tunnels, there are beings that do exist that are intelligent in certain underground enclaves. But also, of course, don't forget the idea of the elementals, which are also intelligent expressions that simply don't always have to express themselves physically. They can become physical, they can go out of physicality. So there are many forms of intelligent life, and it also depends on what you mean by intelligent. So even beyond the cetaceans and beyond the idea of the underground enclaves of beings and the idea of the elementals, anything in that sense is a form of conscious expression which has its own form of intelligence, even though it may not be expressed as human intelligence.
Is there any way we can talk to our higher mind directly, like in a conversation, or can you teach a permission slip to help us do so?
All right, two things. Number one, remember that a direct conversation is being had when you receive energy messages from the higher mind that translate as the sensation of passion in your body. And by acting on that passion, because action is the language of physical reality, you are talking directly back to the higher mind, saying, all right, I heard you, and I will act on what you have given me. That is a direct conversation, and that's the most natural way that it can occur. However, number two, as we have often said, when you are speaking with us, you are actually speaking with your higher mind, using us as a reason to speak to your higher mind in a way that you're used to having conversations. So in that sense, you're speaking to your higher mind right now. And any other being that can perform the function of functioning as a mask for your higher mind can allow you to have a typical conversation with your higher mind in that same context. You can even, again, use us as an excuse to talk to your higher mind by saying things like, when you find yourself challenged, what would Bashar say? What would Jesus say? What would Buddha say? And you can, in your imagination, then have the conversation if you truly understand what kind of response such beings as myself and the others would give to you, then that can actually be a response coming from your higher mind, again, using us as a way of triggering the conversation that you can have with your higher mind, pretending that you're talking with us. Because we are happy to form and function as a representation of your own higher mind to make it easier for you to know that it's easy to connect, it's easy to have a conversation. But going back to the first idea, it's a much more natural way and a much more fluid way, and it keeps you moving through life to simply accept that the more natural conversation between you and your higher mind is one of receiving the information in an energy form that allows you to feel the passion that gets you to move forward and take an action in that direction.
And the level of the higher mind that you're describing, that you can have these conversations with, what would be the frequency range of that consciousness level?
Above 333,000 cycles per second.
All the way up to?
Well, it depends. The higher mind can have quite a large range to it, depending upon what it needs to adjust its frequency to tap into information that the physical personality may need. It's not, however, unusual for the general range to be, and we understand that this appears in your reality as a kind of a multiple synchronistically, but it can go from about 333,000 cycles per second, normally, generally, with exceptions, up to about 666,000 cycles per second is usually all that's necessary. Beyond the 666,000 cycles per second, you're now getting into the range of the soul, which can go up to about 777 cycles per second, thousands, of course. And then the oversouls are usually above 777,000, maybe up to 999,000. And again, these are all convenient figures for you that relate to your physical reality as you understand how vibrations exist hierarchically to represent different levels and layers, and there can be different ways of looking at this. So don't get stuck on these numbers. We're giving you a generalization in the same way that you could say, well, where does the air end and where does space begin, or where does water begin and ice begin? There's some fluidity to these barriers and these gray zones, so to speak, as to where transitions are made. But I'm giving you a general understanding of these things that can serve you in the way that you need to be served for now.
Great, thank you.
Yes.
Could you tell us some more information about counterparts? What are the most common and important reasons and purposes to meet counterparts in one's life? Is it to work on themes or to assist and support each other? Do we often fall in love with a counterpart and feel a sense of great familiarity when meeting them? And what specific emotions might we have when we meet them? Do you have any advice on how we can recognize counterparts? Are there specific traits?
In some senses, yes to all of it in general, because it can be any and all of those things. It doesn't have to be. As we have said, sometimes a counterpart can be someone who really pushes your buttons that you may not even really like, but they're serving the purpose of getting you to face certain things and helping you become more of who you are. Now, it doesn't take a counterpart to do that, but sometimes counterparts will come into your life to do those kinds of things. And the full range of emotions can be felt depending upon the theme of the counterpart and why you've attracted that particular counterpart into your life, what it is that it needs to remind you of as you explore yourself and become more of who you are. So it can really be any or all of those things. Just depends upon the circumstance and the theme that you're exploring.
Okay, thanks. This person is asking, how do I find my excitement? How can I help others find their excitement?
As we have said quite often, start small. Again, when we say follow your passion, follow your excitement, it's not a difficult thing to find at all. Asking the question today must obviously in some sense have been important to you, been part of your excitement to ask this question. So it's not hard to find that question. And therefore look around at the ordinary, as you say, typical things in your life that you're capable of acting on. Taking a walk, reading a book, eating a meal, talking to a friend, seeing a movie, what have you. Just look for the one that has even a little bit more excitement, attraction, curiosity to it, that you gravitate to for whatever reason, even if it's just the tiniest bit more attractiveness and excitement than any other choice that you're able to take an action on, and act on that one first. By continuing to do that, every time you come to a crossroads and say what to do next, just pick the thing, no matter what level it's on, that has more attractiveness, more excitement, more curiosity in it, that you're able to act on than any other thing, and then do that one next. So the idea is that if you keep doing that, you're always acting on your excitement. Excitement and passion doesn't mean you're jumping up and down or running around with your hair on fire. It can be a very simple, very peaceful process that gives you a continuation that can snowball into bigger and bigger things if you keep doing it from that level. But acting on your excitement and figuring out what your excitement is very simple if you keep it simple and don't think you have to start from some grand idea. Just everyday things can be representative of things that could excite you more than any other thing. At this time, then, we will now proceed with the idea of a relaxation meditation connecting to the concept of the Oversoul. Allow yourselves to become relaxed. Breathe easily in and out. Let go of the stress, the concerns of the day, and allow yourself to imagine and visualize with whatever musical or visual accompaniment serves you, or none at all, the idea that the Oversoul exists as a collection of souls of varieties of types, all living in the same moment, all expressing in the same moment, all extending themselves in the same moment, into imagined times and places, that they all coexist and are all interconnected by a web of vibrational energy. And in those vibrational patterns are all the differences of each individuated soul of any type whatsoever, of human, of extraterrestrial, extra-dimensional, of animal, of plant, of rock, of elementals, of anything you can imagine, all existing in this higher version of the Oversoul, this higher collective, patterns within patterns, vibrating within themselves, turning in and turning out, spinning up and spinning down simultaneously, going forward and going back simultaneously, in the same now moment that is timeless, yet generating time. The experience of time. This Oversoul, the collective Oversoul, is one and is all, a miniature version of all that is connected to themes of its own, experiences of its own, and in no way diminishing the individuated souls that make it up, that are part of it, but are equal to it, because each individuation contains the whole, as the whole expresses itself as a part, as an extension, as an individual. Soul that then expresses itself as the physical mind and the non-physical higher mind, to create its own vibrational experiences, and can present any part of itself at any time to any other part of itself in any way that works to deliver information, to deliver experiences, to deliver symbols, to deliver themes and representations that are keyed to the individual expression of its own self that it is in contact with, communicating with itself. At the same time, it is communicating apparently to another. All of this going on within itself simultaneously as this multitude of interpenetrating frequencies and vibrational patterns of energy, of light, of love, of being, of existence itself. A nodal point with no dimension, no volume, no space and no time, but within its existence, its dimensionless, timeless, spaceless existence, generating those patterns paradoxically that create all of the experience of time and space and existence, unto itself contained completely, and yet diversified within itself as everything that it is. And all the experiences it is having, while each of its components that it is creating within itself is also having these individuated experiences of presentation, of symbolism, of information, of manifestation, all going on in the here and now, in the nothing and everything. The Oversoul is what it is what you are. It is everything. It is nothing. It is here. It is now. And everywhere and every when and every place that it creates within itself to be experienced, to be expressed. It is the breath of existence itself. It is a part of all that is, on what you would recognize as a smaller scale, and yet to you, it is gargantuan and immense and beyond your realms of experience as an individuated soul, as a physical reality being. There are scales to things within all that is that are beyond your physical comprehension. But as you identify more and more with the idea of the Oversoul and the experience of the Oversoul, may come into range of your expanded senses in whatever way is relevant for your physical experience and connection and identification with the Oversoul as the Oversoul, to give you broader perspectives of life, to allow you to experience as a true visceral sense the flow of synchronicity's timing as it passes through you, as it manifests through you. Allow yourself to gain that sense, the true physical sensation of synchronicity, because synchronicity is everything and everywhere and every when, and nothing manifests that is not synchronous. Not only in your own world, but throughout many worlds, throughout the universes, throughout all that is. It is one thing, interconnected, interwoven, interlinked, and synchronicity is its primary expression in your reality that lets you know there is nothing outside of it. It is all happening within as a perfect expression of what it is, of all that is, and a perfect expression of what you are as an expression of all that is in its individuated forms. Synchronicity is the key that unlocks all locks, because all locks are created through synchronicity, and are the processes that you have deemed necessary for your understanding of yourself and discovery of new aspects, new perspectives of yourself within the unchanging structure of all that is. Allow yourself to drift and dream in this knowledge and awareness and knowing. Be who you are. Do not expand beyond the definitions that are true for you to become something you are not, unless you believe it serves you to do so temporarily, and to learn lessons from this temporarily, which is of your own choosing your own making, your own experience that you have deemed necessary for yourself, to make them eventually unnecessary for yourself, in learning the lesson therein, in learning more of who and what you truly are, in being present in the here and now by going through time and space, the paradox of existence. Feel the paradox. Feel it all within you, because everything is within you, and nothing is outside, except what you believe to be there. But that belief is within you. Breathe it in and make it your own. Be the individual expression of the Oversoul that you need to be by tapping into the Oversoul's expression of itself to whatever degree serves you as the individual expression. All things in perfect timing, in perfect placement. Allow it to be so, and it will be so. Breathe it in and breathe it out, and make it your own. Relax into it and go with the flow, for all is flowing. No resistance is needed. Go with the flow. We thank you for allowing us to share this with you. Our unconditional love to you all. Be at peace. Be at ease. Be here. Be now. And be love and light. Sweet dreams and welcome home.